There was a small village, far from busy roads and loud cities, where time seemed to move more slowly. Nothing in this village ever felt rushed. Mornings arrived gently. Evenings faded without effort. At the edge of this village lived a man who had never wanted much. He was not poor. He was not rich. He simply had enough. Enough food. Enough quiet. Enough space to breathe. Every morning, he woke up before the sun fully appeared. Not because he needed to, but because his body had learned this rhythm long ago. He would lie still for a moment, listening to the silence. Not complete silence, but the soft kind. A distant bird. The faint sound of wind moving through leaves. The quiet creak of the wooden house settling. He never rushed out of bed. There was no alarm. No sharp sound pulling him awake. When he finally stood, he moved slowly, as if each movement mattered. The floor was cool beneath his feet. Familiar, comforting. He washed his face with cold water, not to wake himself fully, but to feel present. Then he made coffee, the same way. Every day, he measured nothing. He did not time it. He trusted his hands. The smell filled the small kitchen, mixing with the early morning air. He would sit by the window, holding the warm cup, and look outside. The village at this hour belonged to no one. Shops were closed. Streets were empty. Doors were quiet. This was his favorite time. He drank slowly, each sip unhurried, each breath calm. There was no phone in his hand, no screen demanding attention. Just the moment. After finishing his coffee, he prepared for the day. His work was simple. He repaired things. Not professionally, not for profit. People brought him broken objects. A chair, a door hinge, an old clock. He fixed what could be fixed. If something could not be repaired, he said so honestly. There was no pressure to succeed. The village understood patience. Walking to his small workshop, he greeted no one, yet felt connected to everyone. The path was the same every day. The stones remembered his footsteps. Inside the workshop, the light came through a single window. Dust floated gently in the air. He liked that dust. It reminded him that nothing needed to be perfect. He worked quietly. Tools moved slowly. Hands steady. Breathing even. Time passed unnoticed. Sometimes someone came by. Sometimes no one did. Both were fine. At midday, he ate a simple meal. Bread, cheese, fruit. Always enough. Never too much. He sat outside while eating, letting the sun warm his face. There were no thoughts about the past. No worries about the future. Only the feeling of sitting, of chewing, of breathing. After eating, he rested, not sleeping, just resting, eyes half closed, mind open. Thoughts came and went like clouds. He did not follow them. When afternoon arrived, he returned to his work. Slowly, carefully, he never forced progress. If something took longer, it took longer. As the sun lowered, the light in the workshop softened. Shadows stretched. Sounds grew quieter. Eventually, he cleaned his tools and closed the door. The walk home felt different than the walk in the morning. Heavier, but peaceful. The day had been full, without being demanding. At home, he prepared dinner. Again, simple. He ate slowly. Then, as night arrived, he sat quietly, sometimes near the window, sometimes outside. The sky darkened gently. Stars appeared one by one. There was no sudden change, only a gradual shift, from light to dark. When he finally went to bed, his body was ready. No tension, no unfinished thoughts. He lay down, covered himself, and closed his eyes. Sleep did not need to be invited. It came naturally, just as it always did. And as the village rested, the quiet rhythm continued. The same rhythm you can feel now. Slow, steady, safe. When the man woke the next morning, the light outside felt softer than usual. The sky carried a pale color, somewhere between night and day. He remained still for a few moments, listening. The village was quiet again, as it always was at this hour. He breathed in slowly, and let the air leave his lungs just as slowly. There was no reason to move quickly. When he stood, his body felt rested, not energized, not tired, just balanced. He repeated his morning routine without thinking. The cold water on his face, the familiar smell of coffee, the gentle warmth of the cup in his hands. Outside, the village waited. After finishing his coffee, he stepped out into the morning air. The ground was slightly damp. Rain had fallen during the night. The road felt softer beneath his steps. As he walked, he noticed small details. A leaf resting on a stone, a shallow mark left by water, the way light reflected differently on wet surfaces. These details did not ask for attention. They simply existed. At his workshop, the air felt cooler. He opened the door slowly, letting light enter. The dust inside moved gently, almost like it was waking up too. He began his work. A small wooden stool needed repair. One leg was loose. He turned it carefully in his hands, examining it without judgment. There was no frustration, only curiosity. He tightened the joint, tested it, then tested it again. Satisfied, he placed it near the window. Time passed quietly. At some point, a woman from the village stopped by. She spoke softly. He listened. There was no need for many words. He accepted the object she brought and nodded. That was enough. When she left, the workshop returned to silence. The man continued working, each movement steady, each breath calm. At midday, the light changed. The sun stood higher. Shadows shortened. He stepped outside to eat. The air was warmer now. He sat where the shade met the sunlight. He ate slowly, feeling the simple weight of the food. Afterward, he leaned back slightly and closed his eyes. Sounds drifted around him. A distant voice, a bird, the wind. None of them demanded attention. They came and went. When he opened his eyes again, nothing felt different. And yet, everything felt refreshed. The afternoon passed gently. There were no urgent tasks. He worked until the light began to fade. Then he cleaned his tools, as he always did, one by one, carefully. The walk home was quiet. A soft breeze moved through the village. Doors were closing. Lights were appearing. Inside his home, the evening was calm. He prepared his meal without rush. He ate. He cleaned. Then he sat, not to think, not to plan, just to be. Outside, the sky deepened. Stars appeared slowly. He watched them for a while, not counting, not naming. Eventually, he felt the familiar weight of rest. He stood, moved to the bedroom. Lying down felt natural. His body released the day easily. Breathing slowed. The quiet returned. Another day had passed, not marked by events, but by calm continuity. And the rhythm continued, just as it can continue for you now. Slow, even, unforced. The days continued in their familiar rhythm. Morning followed night. Night followed day. There was comfort in this repetition. The man never questioned it. He woke again before sunrise, his body guided by habit, not by obligation. The room was dim, the air cool. He stayed still for a moment, allowing the quiet to surround him. Then he moved, slowly and without effort. Water on his face, hands steady, breathing calm. Coffee followed, as it always did. The same cup, the same warmth. Outside, the village waited in its gentle stillness. As he stepped out, the air felt different. Not colder, not warmer, just different. He accepted that without thought. Walking along the path, He noticed how the light touched the ground. Some stones reflected it, others absorbed it. Each step made a soft sound. Nothing echoed. The workshop door opened easily. Inside, the dust floated again, suspended in the morning light. He began working without pause. A clock lay open on the table. Its inside was simple, yet precise. He moved carefully, adjusting small parts. There was no rush. Time itself seemed to slow. Inside the workshop, occasionally, he stopped, not because he was tired, but because stopping felt natural. During those pauses, he listened. The faint ticking of the clock, the soft movement of air. When he resumed, his hands knew what to do. At midday, he stepped outside again. The sky was clear. Light rested gently on the village. He ate slowly, each bite deliberate, each movement calm. Afterward, he leaned back and watched the clouds. They moved slowly, changing shape without effort. He did not follow them with his eyes. He simply noticed they were there. The afternoon passed quietly. There were no visitors this time. Just him, his tools, the light. As evening approached, he finished his work. He cleaned everything carefully. Order was comforting. The walk home felt familiar. The village grew quieter. Inside his home, the evening unfolded gently. A simple meal, a clean table. He sat for a while afterward, hands resting on his legs, breathing steady. Thoughts appeared briefly, not important thoughts, small ones. What the weather might be tomorrow, whether the door latch needed oil. They faded quickly. Night settled in. Stars appeared. The man watched for a short time, then turned away. Sleep arrived naturally. There was no effort involved. His body understood rest. The quiet carried him. Another day completed itself, not with an ending, but with a pause. And the pause was enough. Just as this moment is enough. You do not need to follow the story. You do not need to remember anything. You can let the words pass, like the days in the village. Slow, gentle, unbroken. As time moved forward, the man noticed changes in the air. Not changes that demanded attention, but ones that could be felt. Mornings grew slightly cooler. The light at sunrise softened. He adjusted without thinking. A thicker jacket, longer pauses with his coffee. The village followed the same rhythm. Fields beyond the houses shifted in color. Green slowly turned deeper, then softer. Walking through the village, the man felt the ground differently beneath his feet. Some days, the road felt firm. Other days, it felt loose. Both were fine. At the workshop, work continued steadily. Objects arrived and left. Nothing stayed too long. The man liked that. Things moved through his hands and returned to the world. At midday, he rested again, eyes half closed, breathing slow. Sounds drifted by. They did not interrupt. They simply existed. In the afternoons, the light lowered gradually. Shadows lengthened. The man worked until it felt complete, not until a clock said so. Completion was a feeling, not a measurement. When he walked home, the village felt settled. Doors closed gently. Windows glowed softly. Inside his home, the evening passed quietly. He ate. He cleaned. Then he sat. Stillness surrounded him. The world felt balanced. Night arrived without announcement. Darkness deepened slowly. Stars appeared one by one. The man stood outside briefly. He breathed in the night air. It felt familiar, comforting. When he lay down, sleep followed easily. Breathing slowed. Muscles relaxed. Another quiet day folded into rest. The rhythm continued. Days flowed into each other, without edges, without pressure, just movement and stillness. The kind of stillness that holds everything gently. Like this moment now, you do not need to stay awake. You do not need to listen closely. The story can continue on its own, just as the days in the village continue. Slowly, steadily, safe. The nights became longer. Darkness stayed a little more. The man welcomed it. Mornings arrived gently, without urgency. He woke when his body was ready. The room was quiet, the air cool and still. He moved slowly, allowing his muscles to stretch naturally. Water on his face felt refreshing. The familiar routine continued. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village rested under a pale sky. The path to the workshop felt calm beneath his steps. Leaves collected along the edges of the road. Some were dry, some were damp. Each one was different. At the workshop, the light entered lower now. Dust moved slowly through it. The man worked with patience. A chair needed smoothing. He ran his hand along the wood, noticing texture, not judging. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was clear, but quieter. He ate slowly, listening to the faint sounds around him. There was no hurry. After eating, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep and steady. Time passed unnoticed. In the afternoon, he finished his tasks. The light faded early. He cleaned his tools carefully. Order felt calming. The walk home was peaceful. The village was already settling. Inside his home, warmth waited. He prepared a simple meal. He ate without distraction. Afterward, he sat near the window. Darkness outside deepened. A soft glow remained inside. The man breathed quietly. Thoughts drifted in and out. They did not stay long. When sleep arrived, it felt natural. He lay down. His body relaxed easily. The quiet held him. Another day dissolved into rest. The rhythm remained. Night, morning, work, rest. A gentle loop, like breathing, like the words you hear now. You do not need to remember them. You can let them fade, just as the man lets each day fade. Softly, slowly, completely. The village moved deeper into its quiet season. Days felt softer. The man noticed the change in the sound of his steps. Leaves muted the ground. The air carried a clean stillness. Mornings were darker now. Light arrived slowly. He woke without effort. No alarm, no urgency. The room held the night for a while longer. He remained still, listening to his breathing. Then he moved. Water, clothes, coffee. The routine flowed naturally. Outside, the sky carried muted colors. Gray, soft blue, hints of pale light. The walk to the workshop felt calm. The road was familiar. Nothing had changed, and that felt reassuring. Inside the workshop, the day began quietly. Tools rested where they belonged. He chose one, without thinking. A small box needed attention. He worked slowly, feeling the wood respond beneath his hands. There was satisfaction in small progress. At midday, he stepped outside again. The air was cool. He ate slowly. Each breath felt full. Afterward, he closed his eyes briefly, not to sleep, just to rest. The afternoon unfolded gently. Light moved across the floor. Shadows shifted. He followed the rhythm. When the day felt complete, he stopped. There was no signal, only a feeling. The walk home was peaceful. Windows glowed faintly. The village felt held together by quiet. Inside his home, the evening passed without effort. He prepared his meal. The simple movements felt grounding. After eating, he sat comfortably, breathing slow. Thoughts came softly, and left just as softly. Night deepened. Stars appeared behind thin clouds. He watched briefly, then turned inward. Sleep arrived easily. The body knows when it is time. The day released its hold. Another gentle cycle closed. Just as this moment can close. You do not need to stay alert. You do not need to follow each word. The story continues on its own, like the quiet village, like you're breathing. Slow, steady, safe. The rhythm of the days remained unchanged. That constancy felt comforting. The man woke as usual, without effort. The room was dim. Silence rested in the corners. He lay still for a moment, letting his body settle, breathing slow. Even when he stood, there was no rush. The floor felt cool beneath his feet. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village remained quiet. The path to the workshop felt familiar. Each step grounded him. Leaves shifted softly beneath his feet. Inside the workshop, light filtered in gently. Dust floated slowly. He began his work. There was a small table to adjust. He checked each joint carefully. Nothing needed force. Everything responded to patience. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was muted. Clouds moved slowly. He ate without hurry. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep. The afternoon moved on quietly. The light lowered. Shadows lengthened again. He finished when it felt right. The tools were cleaned, placed back in order. The walk home was calm. The village felt settled. Inside his home, the evening unfolded simply. A warm meal, a clean space. He sat afterward, listening to the quiet. Thoughts drifted by, without attachment. Night arrived fully. The stars appeared faintly. The man felt ready for rest. He lay down. His breathing slowed. Muscles softened. Sleep came naturally. Another day passed without disturbance. Just a gentle flow. Like this story, you do not need to listen closely. You can let the words drift. Like leaves, like clouds, like breath. The air carried a deeper quiet now. Not silence, but something close to it. The man felt it when he woke. The room held the night gently. He stayed still, allowing his breathing to guide him. In, out, slow and steady. When he rose, his movements were soft. Nothing startled the morning. Water flowed calmly. Coffee warmed the space around him. Outside, the village felt wrapped in rest. The path seemed unchanged, yet softer. Leaves had gathered more closely along the edges. Some crunched lightly beneath his steps. Others remained still. Inside the workshop, the light was dimmer. It entered at an angle now. Dust drifted slowly. He chose a task without thinking. A drawer needed smoothing. His hands followed the grain of the wood. Each movement deliberate. Each pause welcome. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale. Clouds moved lazily. He ate slowly, breathing deeply. Afterward, he leaned back, eyes half closed. Time passed quietly. The afternoon felt shorter. Light faded earlier. He worked until the day felt complete. Then he cleaned his tools. The order calmed him. The walk home felt unhurried. Windows glowed warmly. The village rested. Inside his home, the evening moved gently. A simple meal, soft light. He sat afterward, feeling the stillness. Thoughts came and went. None stayed. Night deepened. The stars appeared faintly through thin clouds. He watched briefly, then rested. Sleep arrived without effort. The body released the day. Another cycle closed. Softly, completely, just as you can let this moment close. You do not need to hold on. The story continues quietly, like breath, like night, like rest. The days blended together gently. There were no sharp edges between them, only a smooth flow. The man woke again in the quiet. The room was still, the air cool and calm. He listened to his breathing. In, out. There was comfort in its rhythm. He rose slowly. The floor felt steady beneath his feet. Water refreshed him. Coffee followed, familiar and warm. Outside, the village felt settled. The path carried him forward. Leaves lay quietly along the road. Inside the workshop, The day began without announcement. Light entered softly. Dust moved lazily. He worked without hurry. A shelf needed adjustment. He measured carefully, moved slowly, satisfied with small progress. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was muted. Light rested gently on the ground. He ate slowly, each bite unhurried. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep. The afternoon passed quietly. The light lowered. Shadows stretched. He cleaned his tools when finished. Everything returned to its place. The walk home felt calm. The village was quiet again. Inside his home, the evening unfolded softly. A warm meal, a gentle light. He sat afterward, hands resting comfortably. Thoughts drifted by, like distant sounds. Night arrived slowly. Stars appeared one by one. The man felt ready for rest. He lay down. His body relaxed. Breathing slowed. Sleep came easily. Another day folded into quiet. Just as this moment can fold into rest. You do not need to stay aware. You can let the story carry on. Like a calm river. Like steady breath. Like sleep. The village rested in a steady calm. Nothing rushed the morning. The man woke naturally. His body guided by quiet habit. The room felt familiar. Safe. He stayed still for a moment. Breathing evenly. In. Out. Slow and smooth. When he stood, there was no stiffness. Only gentle movement. Water touched his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the sky held soft light. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves barely moved. Inside the workshop, the air felt still. Light slipped through the window. Dust drifted slowly. He chose a simple task. A wooden frame needed alignment. He adjusted it carefully. Hands steady, mind calm. At midday, he stepped outside. The air felt clean. He ate slowly. No distractions. Afterward, he rested with his eyes closed. Time passed unnoticed. The afternoon light faded gently. He finished when it felt right. Not early, not late. The tools were cleaned, placed back in order. The walk home was peaceful. The village glowed softly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded quietly. A simple meal, soft shadows on the walls. He sat afterward, breathing slowly. Thoughts appeared briefly, and faded again. Night settled in. Stars shimmered faintly. The man felt ready. He lay down. The bed felt comfortable. Breathing slowed. The body relaxed. Sleep arrived gently. Another day dissolved into rest. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You do not need to stay awake. You do not need to listen. The story continues on its own. Like night. Like breath. Like sleep. The quiet became familiar. It no longer felt like the absence of sound, but a presence of calm. The man woke gently. The room held a soft darkness. He remained still, feeling the weight of rest in his body, breathing slow, comfortable. When he moved, there was ease. The floor supported his steps. Water refreshed his skin. Coffee warmed the space around him. Outside, the village was still. The path felt steady. Leaves rested where they had fallen. Inside the workshop, the light entered softly. Dust floated in gentle patterns. He began his work without thought. A cabinet door needed adjustment. He aligned it carefully, listened to the soft sound it made when closed. Satisfied, at midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale, the air calm. He ate slowly. Every movement relaxed. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep and even. The afternoon unfolded quietly. Light shifted gradually. He finished his work naturally, cleaned his tools, placed them back. The walk home was calm. The village glowed faintly. Inside his home, the evening passed easily. A warm meal, a quiet space. He sat afterward, hands relaxed. Thoughts drifted softly. None stayed long. Night arrived fully. Stars appeared through thin clouds. The man felt ready for sleep. He lay down. His breathing slowed. The quiet held him. Another day completed itself. Gently, without effort, just as you can rest now. You do not need to follow the story. You can let it continue alone, like a slow rhythm, like steady breathing, like sleep arriving. The rhythm of life in the village remained unchanged. That steadiness felt grounding. The man woke naturally, as he always did. The room was dim. Silence rested gently around him. He breathed slowly, letting the moment settle. When he stood, his movements were calm. Nothing pulled him forward. Water flowed softly. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the air felt balanced, neither cold nor warm. The path carried him gently. Leaves rested quietly along the way. Inside the workshop, light entered without force. Dust drifted calmly. He chose a task with ease. A small bench needed smoothing. His hands moved along the surface, feeling the texture, noticing the calm it brought. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky remained pale. Clouds moved slowly. He ate without hurry, each breath steady. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep. The afternoon faded gently. Light softened. He finished his work when it felt complete. Tools were cleaned, placed carefully away. The walk home felt peaceful. The village glowed faintly. Inside his home, the evening moved quietly. A simple meal, soft light. He sat afterward. Stillness filled the room. Thoughts came and went. None demanded attention. Night arrived slowly. Stars appeared softly. The man felt ready. He lay down. His breathing slowed. Muscles relaxed. Sleep came gently. Another day settled into rest. Like all the days before, like this moment now, you can let go. The story continues. Slowly, quietly, safely. The village seemed to breathe in unison. Nothing stood apart. Everything flowed together. The man woke softly, as if the morning had gently touched him awake. The room remained quiet. Shadows rested calmly along the walls. He stayed still for a moment, listening to the steady rhythm of his breath. In, out. The sound was familiar, comforting. When he moved, his body followed easily. Water cooled his skin. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the sky carried a soft gray tone. The path felt steady beneath his feet. Leaves remained scattered, undisturbed. Inside the workshop, the air felt calm. Light filtered gently through the window. Dust floated slowly. He began his work. A small drawer needed alignment. He adjusted it patiently, listening to the quiet click as it settled. At midday, he stepped outside. The air felt still. He ate slowly, savoring the calm. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing even. The afternoon passed quietly. Light softened further. He finished his work naturally. Tools were cleaned and returned. The walk home felt familiar. The village glowed softly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded without effort. A warm meal, gentle light. He sat afterward, allowing stillness to fill the room. Thoughts drifted by, light and brief. Night arrived fully. Stars appeared faintly above. The man felt ready for rest. He lay down. His breathing slowed. The quiet embraced him. Another day closed gently, just like this moment can close. You do not need to stay present. You do not need to remember. The story will continue. Softly, slowly, like sleep. The mornings felt even quieter now, as if the world had learned how to move more gently. The man woke slowly, not fully awake at first. The room held a soft stillness. Light waited behind the curtains. He stayed where he was, breathing evenly. In, out. Nothing else mattered. When he stood, his body felt loose and calm. The floor felt cool. The air felt clean. Water touched his face gently. Coffee followed, warm and familiar. Outside, the village seemed wrapped in rest. No sudden sounds, no sharp movement. The path felt smooth beneath his feet. Leaves lay quietly, as if placed there carefully. Inside the workshop, the light arrived slowly. Dust drifted without purpose. He chose a task without thinking. A wooden box needed care. He ran his hand along its edge, feeling the grain, noticing how smooth it already was. He worked patiently, no pressure, no deadline. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was soft and pale. Clouds moved slowly. He ate quietly, each bite unhurried. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep and steady. The afternoon felt short. Light faded gently. He finished his work when it felt right. Tools were cleaned, returned to their places. The walk home felt calm. The village lights appeared slowly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded gently. A simple meal, soft shadows. He sat afterward, feeling the quiet settle. Thoughts came softly and drifted away. Night arrived without effort. Stars appeared faintly above. The man felt ready. He lay down. His breathing slowed. Muscles relaxed. Sleep came easily. Another day rested. Just like this moment can rest. You do not need to listen. You do not need to follow. The story will keep going. Slow, gentle, unbroken. The day began without sound. No sudden light. No sharp movement. The man woke gently, as if sleep had simply loosened its hold. The room was still. Shadows rested quietly. He remained where he was, breathing slowly. In, out. Each breath felt complete. When he stood, his body moved with ease. The floor felt cool. The air felt balanced. Water touched his face softly. Coffee followed, warm and steady. Outside, the village seemed to pause. The path was familiar. Leaves rested along the edges. Inside the workshop, the light arrived slowly. Dust drifted calmly. He chose a task without thought. A simple repair. Nothing complex. His hands moved patiently. There was no hurry. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and calm. He ate slowly, each movement gentle. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep. The afternoon faded quietly. Light softened. He finished his work when it felt complete. Tools were cleaned, placed back with care. The walk home felt steady. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded without effort. A warm meal, quiet air. He sat afterward, feeling the calm settle. Thoughts drifted in and out. None stayed. Night arrived fully. Stars appeared faintly. The man felt ready. He lay down. Breathing slowed. Muscles softened. Sleep came gently. Another day rested. Like the one before. Like this moment now. You do not need to follow. The story continues. Soft. Slow. Safe. The night released itself slowly. Morning did not rush in. It arrived quietly, as if asking permission. The man woke with a soft awareness. The room was dim. Air rested gently around him. He stayed still, letting the warmth of rest linger. Breathing moved easily. In, out. Nothing needed to change. When he stood, his body followed naturally. The floor felt steady. The space felt familiar. Water refreshed his skin. Coffee warmed his hands again. Outside, the village remained calm. No movement demanded attention. The path carried him forward. Leaves rested softly along the ground. Inside the workshop, light slipped in slowly. Dust floated without direction. He began his work. A small hinge needed tightening. He adjusted it carefully, listening to the quiet sound it made. Satisfied, at midday, he stepped outside. The sky was muted. Light rested gently on the earth. He ate slowly, each breath full. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing steady and deep. The afternoon moved on quietly. Shadows shifted. Light softened further. When the day felt complete, he stopped, not because of time, but because of feeling. Tools were cleaned, placed back where they belonged. The walk home felt calm. The village glowed faintly. Inside his home, the evening passed gently. A simple meal, soft light. He sat afterward, feeling the stillness settle deeper. Thoughts drifted briefly and faded. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. The body relaxed fully. Sleep arrived without effort. Another gentle cycle closed. Just as this moment can close. You do not need to listen. You do not need to stay awake. The story will continue. Quietly, slowly, like rest itself. The morning felt especially still, as if the world had decided to move more slowly. The man woke gently, with no clear moment between sleep and awareness. The room was quiet. The air felt soft. He stayed still, letting the calm settle in his body. Breathing came easily, in, out. Nothing needed attention. When he rose, his movements were smooth. The floor supported him. The space felt safe. Water cooled his face. Coffee followed, warm and steady. Outside, the village remained wrapped in quiet. The path felt familiar beneath his feet. Leaves rested peacefully. Inside the workshop, light entered gently. Dust drifted without purpose. He chose a task naturally. A small stool needed care. He adjusted it slowly, each movement deliberate. There was satisfaction in simplicity. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale. Clouds moved lazily. He ate slowly, each breath steady. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep and calm. The afternoon unfolded quietly. Light softened. Shadows stretched gently. When the day felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt calm. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening passed without effort. A warm meal, quiet air. He sat afterward, letting the stillness deepen. Thoughts drifted by. None stayed. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared faintly above. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. Muscles relaxed. Sleep came gently. Another day rested. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You can let go. The story continues. Softly, slowly, safely. The quiet had become natural. It no longer felt noticeable. It simply was. The man woke softly, as if awareness had gently surfaced. The room was still, the air calm. He remained where he was, allowing his breathing to set the pace. In, out. Each breath felt complete. When he moved, his body followed easily. The floor felt cool. The space felt familiar. Water refreshed his skin. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village remained undisturbed. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves lay quietly. Inside the workshop, light drifted in slowly. Dust floated gently. He began his work. A small shelf needed adjustment. He worked patiently. No rush. No strain. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was soft. Light rested gently on the ground. He ate slowly, each movement calm. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep. The afternoon faded quietly. Light softened. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned, returned to order. The walk home felt steady. The village glowed faintly. Inside his home, the evening passed gently. A warm meal, quiet light. He sat afterward, letting the stillness deepen. Thoughts drifted briefly and faded. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. The body released the day. Sleep came softly. Another gentle cycle closed. Just like this moment can close. You do not need to stay alert. You do not need to follow. The story continues. Quiet, slow, safe. The days continued to flow gently. There was no clear beginning, and no real ending. Only movement. The man woke again in the quiet. The room held a soft stillness. Light waited patiently beyond the window. He remained still, feeling the calm settle deeper. Breathing moved slowly. In, out. Nothing pulled at his attention. When he rose, his body felt light. The floor was cool. The air felt clean. Water refreshed him. Coffee warmed him. Outside, the village seemed unchanged. That steadiness felt comforting. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves rested quietly. Inside the workshop, light entered without effort. Dust drifted gently. He chose a simple task. A wooden frame needed smoothing. His hands followed the grain, each movement calm. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and open. He ate slowly, breathing deeply. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Time passed unnoticed. The afternoon softened. Light faded gradually. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt familiar. The village lights appeared slowly. Inside his home, the evening passed easily. A warm meal, quiet space. He sat afterward, allowing the stillness to deepen. Thoughts came and went. None stayed. Night arrived gently. Stars appeared faintly. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. Muscles softened. Sleep came without effort. Another day folded into rest. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You can let go. The story continues quietly. Like breath. Like night. Like sleep. The calm no longer felt like something new. It felt permanent. Like it had always been there. The man woke gently. With no clear moment of waking. The room was quiet. The air felt settled. He stayed still, letting his breath move naturally. In, out. Nothing needed to change. When he rose, his movements were soft. The floor felt steady beneath him. The space felt familiar and safe. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village rested in the same quiet balance. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves remained where they had fallen. Inside the workshop, light arrived slowly. Dust drifted calmly. He began his work without thought. A small repair. Nothing complex. His hands moved patiently, each movement unforced. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale, the air calm. He ate slowly, each breath steady. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed, breathing deep and even. The afternoon softened quietly. Light moved across the floor. Shadows shifted gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped, not because of time, but because of feeling. Tools were cleaned, placed carefully back in order. The walk home felt peaceful. The village lights appeared one by one. Inside his home, the evening unfolded gently. A simple meal, soft light. He sat afterward, allowing stillness to deepen. Thoughts drifted softly and faded away. Night arrived without effort. Stars appeared faintly beyond the clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. The body relaxed fully. Sleep came naturally. Another gentle cycle closed. Just as this moment can close, you do not need to stay awake. You do not need to listen. The story continues quietly, slowly, safely, like rest itself. The world felt settled. Nothing pressed forward. Nothing pulled back. The man woke slowly, with the quiet still wrapped around him. The room held soft shadows. The air felt calm and steady. He stayed still, letting his breathing guide the moment. In, out. Each breath felt complete. When he stood, his body moved easily. The floor felt cool and firm. The space felt familiar. Water refreshed his skin. Coffee followed, warm and steady. Outside, the village remained unchanged. That constancy felt comforting. The path carried him gently. Leaves rested quietly along the edges. Inside the workshop, light entered slowly. Dust floated lazily. He chose a task naturally. A small drawer needed adjustment. His hands moved carefully. There was no hurry. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and open. The air felt balanced. He ate slowly, breathing deep. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Time passed unnoticed. The afternoon softened quietly. Light faded gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt calm. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening passed gently. A warm meal, quiet light. He sat afterward, allowing stillness to deepen. Thoughts drifted by and faded. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared faintly beyond thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed, muscles relaxed. Sleep came gently. Another day rested. Like all the others, like this moment now, you can let go. The story continues quietly, like breath, like night, like sleep. The calm felt endless, not in a way that stretched, but in a way that settled. The man woke gently, as if awareness had simply arrived. The room was still. The air felt soft and balanced. He stayed where he was, letting his breath move naturally. In, out. There was no rush. When he rose, his body followed easily. The floor felt cool. The space felt familiar. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village rested quietly. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves lay undisturbed. Inside the workshop, light slipped in slowly. Dust drifted gently. He began his work. A small repair waited patiently. His hands moved without force, each movement calm. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale. Light rested softly on the ground. He ate slowly, breathing deep. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Time passed without notice. The afternoon softened. Light faded gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned, returned to their places. The walk home felt familiar. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded gently. A simple meal, quiet light. He sat afterward, allowing stillness to deepen. Thoughts drifted in and out. None stayed. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared faintly beyond clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. The body released the day. Sleep came softly. Another gentle cycle closed. Just as this moment can close, you do not need to stay aware. You do not need to follow. The story continues quietly, slowly, safely. The quiet remained steady. It did not grow louder. It did not fade. It simply stayed. The man woke gently, as if the night had slowly loosened its hold. The room felt calm. The air rested softly around him. He stayed still, listening to the gentle rhythm of his breath. In, out. There was no need to move quickly. When he rose, His body felt light and relaxed. The floor felt cool beneath his feet. The space felt familiar and safe. Water refreshed his skin. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village remained unchanged. The same path waited. Leaves lay quietly. Inside the workshop, light entered slowly. Dust floated gently. He began his work without thought. A simple task, nothing demanding. His hands moved calmly, each movement steady. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and open. Light rested softly on the earth. He ate slowly, each breath even. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Time passed unnoticed. The afternoon softened quietly. Light shifted. Shadows moved gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt peaceful. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded gently. A warm meal, quiet air. He sat afterward, allowing the stillness to deepen. Thoughts drifted by and faded away. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared faintly above. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed, muscles relaxed. Sleep came gently. Another day folded into rest. Like all the others, like this moment now, you can let go. The story continues quietly, like breath, like night, like sleep. The morning arrived without effort. Light slipped gently into the room. The man woke slowly, as if the day had waited for him. The air felt still. The quiet felt familiar. He stayed where he was, breathing evenly, in, out. Nothing asked for attention. When he rose, his movements were soft. The floor felt cool beneath his feet. The space felt calm and safe. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village rested quietly. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves lay where they had settled. Inside the workshop, light entered at a gentle angle. Dust drifted slowly. He began his work naturally. A small object needed care. His hands moved patiently. No force, no rush. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale, the air calm. He ate slowly, breathing deep and steady. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Time passed unnoticed. The afternoon softened quietly. Light faded gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned, returned to their places. The walk home felt peaceful. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening passed gently. A warm meal, quiet light. He sat afterward, letting stillness deepen. Thoughts drifted by and faded. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared faintly beyond thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed, muscles relaxed. Sleep came easily. Another day rested. Like all the others, like this moment now, you can let go. The story continues quietly, slowly, safely. The calm felt settled into everything. Not heavy, not empty, just present. The man woke gently, as if sleep had slowly stepped aside. The room was quiet. The air felt soft and even. He stayed still for a moment, allowing his breathing to guide him. In, out. Each breath felt unhurried. When he rose, his body moved naturally. The floor felt cool and steady. The space felt familiar and safe. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands again. Outside, the village rested in the same quiet balance. Nothing had shifted. Nothing needed to. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves lay calmly along the edges. Inside the workshop, light entered slowly. Dust floated gently. He began his work without thought. A simple adjustment. Nothing complex. His hands moved patiently, each motion steady and calm. At midday, He stepped outside. The sky was pale and open. Light rested gently on the ground. He ate slowly, breathing deep and even. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Time moved quietly past him. The afternoon softened. Light faded gradually. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt peaceful. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded gently. A warm meal, quiet light. He sat afterward, letting stillness deepen. Thoughts drifted in and out. None stayed long. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared faintly beyond the clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed, muscles relaxed. Sleep came gently. Another day settled into rest. Like all the others, like this moment now, you do not need to stay awake. You do not need to follow. The story continues quietly, slowly, safely. The quiet felt complete. Nothing needed to be added. Nothing needed to be taken away. The man woke slowly, as if awareness had gently returned. The room was still. The air rested calmly around him. He stayed where he was, breathing without effort. In, out. Each breath felt steady. When he rose, his movements were soft. The floor felt cool beneath his feet. The space felt familiar and safe. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village remained unchanged. The same calm waited. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves lay quietly. Inside the workshop, light slipped in slowly. Dust drifted gently. He began his work without thought. A small object needed care. His hands moved patiently. No rush, no pressure. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale. Light rested gently on the ground. He ate slowly, breathing deep and even. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Time passed without notice. The afternoon softened quietly. Light faded gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned, returned to their places. The walk home felt calm. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded gently. A warm meal, quiet light. He sat afterward, allowing stillness to deepen. Thoughts drifted softly and faded away. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared faintly beyond thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed, muscles relaxed. Sleep came gently. Another day folded into rest. Like all the others, like this moment now, you can let go. The story continues quietly, slowly, safely. The stillness felt settled into the rhythm of the world. Nothing interrupted it. Nothing needed to. The man woke gently, as if the morning had arrived quietly beside him. The room was calm. The air felt balanced. He stayed still for a moment, allowing his breathing to remain slow and even. In, out. There was no hurry. When he rose, his body moved comfortably. The floor felt cool. The space felt safe and familiar. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village rested as always. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves lay quietly along the ground. Inside the workshop, light entered softly. Dust drifted gently. He chose a simple task. A small piece of wood needed smoothing. His hands followed the grain patiently, each movement calm. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and open. Light rested gently on the earth. He ate slowly, breathing deep and steady. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Time passed quietly. The afternoon softened. Light faded gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt peaceful. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded gently. A warm meal, quiet light. He sat afterward, letting the stillness deepen. Thoughts drifted by and faded away. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared faintly beyond the clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed, muscles relaxed. Sleep came gently. Another day rested. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You can let go. The story continues quietly, slowly, safely. The stillness felt settled into the rhythm of the world. Nothing interrupted it. Nothing needed to. The man woke gently, as if the morning had arrived quietly beside him. The room was calm. The air felt balanced. He stayed still for a moment, allowing his breathing to remain slow and even. In, out. There was no hurry. When he rose, his body moved comfortably. The floor felt cool. The space felt safe and familiar. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village rested as always. The path welcomed his steps. Leaves lay quietly along the ground. Inside the workshop, light entered softly. Dust drifted gently. He chose a simple task. A small piece of wood needed smoothing. His hands followed the grain patiently, each movement calm. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and open. Light rested gently on the earth. He ate slowly, breathing deep and steady. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Time passed quietly. The afternoon softened. Light faded gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt peaceful. The village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, the evening unfolded gently. A warm meal, quiet light. He sat afterward, letting the stillness deepen. Thoughts drifted by and faded away. Night arrived naturally. Stars appeared faintly beyond the clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed, muscles relaxed. Sleep came gently. Another day rested. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You can let go. The story continues quietly, slowly, safely. The night passed without edges. Sleep moved like a gentle wave. The man rested deeply, breathing slow and even. There were no sharp dreams, only softness. When morning arrived, it did so quietly. Light touched the room without asking. The air felt calm and balanced. He remained still for a moment, listening to his breath. In, out, each breath steady, each moment unhurried. When he rose, his movements were light. The floor felt cool beneath his feet. The room felt safe, familiar. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village rested in silence. No sounds felt urgent. The path welcomed him again. Leaves lay quietly. Nothing had changed. Inside the workshop, light drifted in slowly. Dust floated gently. He chose a simple task. Wood rested beneath his hands. Each movement followed the grain. Smooth, even, calm. Time moved without notice. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was open and pale. Light settled softly on the land. He ate slowly, breathing deep and relaxed. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Thoughts drifted, then faded. The afternoon softened further. Shadows lengthened gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned, returned carefully to their places. The walk home felt quiet and warm. Village lights appeared one by one. Inside his home, evening arrived gently. A simple meal, soft light. He sat quietly afterward, letting stillness fill the space. Night arrived naturally. Stars rested behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. Muscles softened. Sleep returned gently. Another calm day ended. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You are safe. You can rest. The story continues. Slowly, gently. The quiet felt endless. As if the world itself was breathing slowly. The man slept deeply, wrapped in calm, breath steady, body relaxed. The night moved gently around him. No urgency, no sound that needed attention. When morning arrived, it came softly. Light filtered through the window, resting gently on the walls. He remained still, eyes closed, breathing in, breathing out. There was nothing he needed to do. Eventually, he rose, movements slow and natural. The floor felt cool. The room felt safe and familiar. Water touched his face, fresh and light. Coffee warmed his hands again. Outside, the village rested quietly. No voices, no rush. The path welcomed him. Leaves lay peacefully beneath his steps. Inside the workshop, light arrived patiently. Dust drifted slowly in the air. He chose a task without thinking. Simple, comforting. His hands moved steadily, each motion calm and precise. Time passed unnoticed. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was wide and pale. Light rested gently on the land. He ate slowly, breathing deeply. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Thoughts floated in and drifted away. The afternoon softened further. Shadows stretched gently. When the work felt finished, he stopped. Tools were cleaned quietly, returned to their places. The walk home felt warm and familiar. Lights appeared softly in the village. Inside his home, evening settled. A quiet meal, soft light. He sat afterward, allowing the calm to deepen. Night arrived naturally. Stars rested behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed, muscles loosened. Sleep came easily. Another gentle day ended. Just like the others. Just like now. You can rest. You are safe. The story continues quietly, slowly, peacefully. The calm remained steady through the night. Nothing disturbed it. The man rested deeply, breathing slow and even. Sleep wrapped around him gently. When morning arrived, it came without effort. Light touched the room softly. The air felt balanced. He stayed still for a while, listening to his breath. In, out. There was no need to rush. When he rose, his movements felt natural. The floor felt cool beneath his feet. The room felt familiar and safe. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village rested quietly. The path welcomed his steps once again. Leaves lay calmly along the ground. Inside the workshop, light drifted in slowly. Dust floated gently. He began his work without thought. A simple task waited. His hands moved steadily, smooth and patient. Time passed unnoticed. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and open. Light rested gently on the earth. He ate slowly, breathing deep and relaxed. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Thoughts softened and faded away. The afternoon grew quieter. Shadows lengthened gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt calm and warm. Village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, evening unfolded gently. A simple meal, quiet light. He sat afterward, letting stillness fill the space. Night arrived naturally. Stars rested behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. Muscles relaxed fully. Sleep came gently. Another peaceful day ended. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You can let go. You can rest. The story continues quietly, slowly, safely. The night felt wide and gentle. Sleep moved slowly, like calm water. The man rested without effort, breathing steady, body loose. There were no sharp thoughts, only quiet. Morning arrived softly. Light settled on the walls. The air felt clean and calm. He stayed still, allowing the moment to remain simple. In, out, each breath slow and easy. When he rose, his movements felt light. The floor was cool beneath his feet. The room felt safe, familiar. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village waited quietly. Nothing felt urgent. The path welcomed him again. Leaves rested peacefully. Inside the workshop, light entered patiently. Dust drifted gently. He chose a small task, something simple. His hands moved carefully, following the natural rhythm. Time passed unnoticed. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and open. Light rested softly on the ground. He ate slowly, breathing deep and calm. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Thoughts floated briefly, then faded. The afternoon softened further. Shadows stretched gently. When the work felt finished, he stopped. Tools were cleaned quietly, returned to their places. The walk home felt easy and calm. Village lights appeared slowly. Inside his home, evening settled gently. A warm meal, soft light. He sat afterward, allowing stillness to deepen. Night arrived naturally. Stars rested behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. Muscles softened completely. Sleep came without effort. Another calm day ended. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You are safe. You can rest. The story continues quietly, slowly, peacefully. The quiet carried through the night without interruption. Sleep remained deep and gentle. The man rested fully, breathing slow and even. No dreams asked for attention, only calm. When morning arrived, it came softly. Light rested on the walls. The air felt balanced and still. He remained where he was, allowing the calm to stay. In, out, each breath smooth and steady. Eventually, he rose, movements slow and natural. The floor felt cool beneath his feet. The room felt safe, familiar. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village remained quiet. Nothing had changed. The path welcomed him again. Leaves lay peacefully along the way. Inside the workshop, light drifted in slowly. Dust floated gently in the air. He chose a simple task, something steady and familiar. His hands moved calmly, each motion smooth. Time passed unnoticed. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and wide. Light rested gently on the land. He ate slowly, breathing deep and relaxed. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Thoughts softened and faded away. The afternoon grew quieter. Shadows lengthened gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt calm and warm. Village lights appeared one by one. Inside his home, evening arrived gently. A simple meal, soft light. He sat quietly afterward, letting the stillness fill the space. Night arrived naturally. Stars rested behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. Muscles relaxed completely. Sleep came gently. Another peaceful day ended. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You can let go. You can rest. The story continues quietly, slowly, safely. The night unfolded gently, without any sharp edges. Sleep stayed deep and steady. The man rested, wrapped in quiet, breathing slow, breathing even. Nothing disturbed the stillness. Morning arrived softly. Light filtered in. resting calmly on the walls. The air felt clean and familiar. He stayed still for a moment, allowing the calm to linger. In, out. Each breath felt smooth. When he rose, his movements were easy. The floor felt cool beneath his feet. The room felt safe, comforting. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village remained quiet. No sound felt urgent. The path welcomed his steps again. Leaves lay peacefully along the way. Inside the workshop, light entered slowly. Dust drifted gently through the air. He chose a simple task. Nothing complicated. His hands moved patiently, following a calm rhythm. Time passed without notice. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and open. Light rested softly on the ground. He ate slowly, breathing deep and relaxed. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Thoughts drifted gently, then faded. The afternoon softened further. Shadows stretched calmly. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned quietly, returned carefully to their places. The walk home felt warm and familiar. Village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, evening settled gently. A warm meal, soft light. He sat afterward, letting stillness fill the space. Night arrived naturally. Stars rested behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. Muscles softened fully. Sleep came gently. Another calm day rested. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You are safe. You can rest. The story continues quietly. Slowly. Peacefully. The quiet felt settled into everything. As if the world itself had slowed. The man slept peacefully, breathing slow and steady. The night passed without effort. Nothing called for attention. Morning arrived softly. Light rested gently on the walls. The air felt calm and balanced. He remained still for a moment, allowing his breath to guide him. In, out. Each breath relaxed the body further. When he rose, his movements felt natural. The floor was cool beneath his feet. The room felt safe, familiar. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands again. Outside, the village remained quiet. No rush, no noise. The path welcomed him calmly. Leaves rested beneath his steps. Inside the workshop, light entered slowly. Dust drifted gently. He chose a simple task, something comforting. His hands moved smoothly, each motion unhurried. Time passed unnoticed. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was wide and pale. Light rested softly on the land. He ate slowly, breathing deep and relaxed. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Thoughts softened and drifted away. The afternoon grew quieter. Shadows stretched gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned carefully, returned to their places. The walk home felt warm and calm. Village lights appeared one by one. Inside his home, evening arrived gently. A simple meal, soft light. He sat afterward, letting stillness settle fully. Night arrived naturally. Stars rested behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. Muscles relaxed completely. Sleep came easily. Another peaceful day ended. Like all the others. Like this moment now. You can let go. You can rest. The story continues quietly. Slowly. Safely. The stillness felt complete. As if nothing else was needed. The man slept deeply, breathing slow and even. The night moved gently around him, quiet and steady. When morning arrived, it came without sound. Light rested softly on the room. The air felt calm and familiar. He remained still, allowing the moment to stretch. In, out. Each breath carried ease. When he rose, His body followed naturally. The floor felt cool beneath his feet. The space felt safe, comforting. Water refreshed his face. Coffee warmed his hands. Outside, the village remained unchanged, peaceful, unhurried. The path welcomed him once more. Leaves rested quietly. Inside the workshop, light entered slowly. Dust drifted gently in the air. He chose a task without thought. Simple, steady. His hands moved patiently. Time passed without notice. At midday, he stepped outside. The sky was pale and wide. Light rested softly on the land. He ate slowly, breathing deep and calm. Afterward, he rested, eyes closed. Thoughts faded easily. The afternoon softened. Shadows stretched gently. When the work felt complete, he stopped. Tools were cleaned quietly, returned carefully to their places. The walk home felt warm and familiar. Village lights appeared softly. Inside his home, evening settled gently. A warm meal, soft light. He sat quietly afterward, allowing the stillness to deepen. Night arrived naturally. Stars rested behind thin clouds. The man felt ready. He lay down, breathing slowed. Muscles softened fully. Sleep came gently. Another calm day folded into rest. Like all the others, like this moment now, there is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to think about. You are safe. You can rest. The story continues quietly, slowly, peacefully.